my name is Nell and I'm a Phonak hero. In this video I'm going to be talking about advocating for your hearing needs at university. Starting university is a stressful time for anyone, but even more so if you have hearing loss. It's understandable not to want to feel like you stand out or that you're being demanding or difficult, but suitable accommodations are really important for you to be able to meet your learning potential and also for your safety as well sometimes. My first tip would be checking your legal rights and make sure that you know what your university legally has to provide for you. If you know what the law is where you are, you're more likely to recognise if the university isn't meeting their requirements, what they're supposed to be doing. I would also recommend, before you apply, checking your university's policy with regards to disabilities and differences to make sure that you can get a sense of whether they're the kind of place that are going to be helpful to you, or if they're somewhere that has the attitude of they're going to do the bare minimum they can get away with. You know, it's important to make sure it's a place that makes you feel comfortable. The university may not offer you support directly, so you might have to kind of ask for things and chase things up and say specifically what you need. Also, check to see if there's any additional support providers or funding that you should look into. For example, in the UK we have Disabled Students Allowance, which provides funding and equipment for students who have disabilities, or it can be for mental health conditions or anything. So if you have any other disabilities other than being deaf or hard of hearing, definitely check everything is accommodated. Now would also be the time to ask your deaf and hard of hearing friends what support they have, to maybe get ideas, see what they find helpful, so you know what to ask for. Also, if you've had any accommodations in school, it might be worth considering how those helped you and whether you want that to continue in university. Although it's really important to remember that what might be helpful for one person might not be as useful to someone else. So just bear that in mind. Some common accommodations that people ask for are note takers, a radio aid, captioning software, a sign language interpreter, and for the staff to have deaf awareness training. I would recommend speaking to your lecturers at the beginning of term and just make sure that they know who you are, they know what they're supposed to be doing to help you. For example, if they're going to need to wear a radio aid, or if they're going to need to make sure that you can sit at the front of the class, or anything else like that. Just make sure that they know, so you don't have to walk up to the front of the class in the middle of a lecture or something, which could be really embarrassing for you. If you're confident, like, it doesn't matter, but for me, I prefer to make sure everything is arranged beforehand, so I don't have to feel embarrassed. I would also recommend getting to know the people on your course as soon as possible and making sure that they know that you're deaf or hard of hearing. I personally went to all of the social events during Welcome Week at my university and met a lot of people there and made sure to let them know that I'm deaf, and it can feel kind of embarrassing to feel like you're making a massive announcement about your hearing, although you don't have to make an actual announcement. Just tell people kind of individually when you have a conversation with them, just so they know. And it prevents people from assuming that you're just loud and weird for no reason, and gives them a bit of understanding of why you may act in a way that that wouldn't make sense if you were hearing. I think it's really important to make sure that you don't feel like an inconvenience or like you are just being difficult. Standing up for yourself is not the same thing as being annoying or being difficult. You deserve the support that you're entitled to. It's there for a reason. Yeah, make sure to stand up for yourself. Thank thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos similar to this, please consider subscribing to Hearing Like Me. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!